At LaveLab, we've just tested the Dreame H14 AE, and in this video, we'll tell you what we honestly think about it. Also, please note that we've included a link to this product at its best price just below this video. Now, visually, this model is very similar to its main version, the Dreame H14. Like the H14, it has an 880 milliliter clean water tank at the front and a 650 milliliter dirty water tank at the rear. It can also be laid flat at 180 degrees to make it easier to get under furniture. Everything remained watertight and nothing leaked during our tests. But the brand still recommends limiting the dirty water collector to 450 milliliters in the horizontal position to avoid any problems. The device weighs 5.1 kilograms, which is quite light for a wet-dry vacuum cleaner of this type. Its slight forward traction also proved effective during our tests. The device moves forward on its own without needing to be pushed. Combined with its light weight, this ensures good maneuverability. However, we found that the brush head was not always easy to maneuver precisely, especially when cleaning along baseboards. The screen features Dreame's color code to indicate the level of dirt on the floor, from red for dirty to green for clean floors. The screen also shows which of the 4 modes is being used, as well as any problems in the remaining battery level in percent. Everything is clearly legible. On the practical side, the device can stand upright without support. We were even able to put it in the parking position without having to turn it off, and it resumed the mode it was using when we unlocked it. Maintenance is also simplified since everything, or almost everything, is done automatically. Simply place the vacuum cleaner back on its station and press the self-cleaning button. During our tests, we timed the self-cleaning of the roller at 3 minutes and 24 seconds. The roller was then dried with hot air at 60 degrees for 1 hour. If necessary, the roller can be removed for manual cleaning. The only step required is to fill the clean water tank and empty the dirty water tank. To do this, the brand includes a small brush to make it easier to reach the bottom of the collector if dirt has accumulated there. Unfortunately, the brand does not provide a second cleaning roller or a replacement filter. However, it does include 500 milliliters of cleaning solution. In addition, a basket is provided for the dirty water collector. This allows large solid waste to be separated from liquids. In practice, we were able to remove certain items, such as pieces of shell or cereal, but not everything was retained in this basket. Finally, we would like to point out that the edges of the suction head are very thin, which is handy for vacuuming along baseboards. So much for the design and maintenance. Now, let's move on to our performance tests. The Dreame H14 AE has 4 modes. Among them, the auto, turbo, and suction modes vary the power depending on the level of dirt on the floor. You can also activate the 4th mode, called Custom, in the Dreame Home app. It can be set to silent or to suction power and flow settings of your choice. As for performance, we scattered various items on the floor and checked how many passes were needed to clean them up. We were extremely impressed with the performance of this wet, dry vacuum cleaner. With a mixture of salt and rice, a single pass was enough to remove everything, and there was almost no salt left to the touch. For cereal and milk and ketchup, after 1 pass, all the dirt was removed, and the floor was not sticky. The egg with its shell was also vacuumed up in a single pass, which is exceptional. When we removed the roller, we found just 2 small pieces of shell that had not been properly removed, but this is insignificant. As for hair, it removed everything in 2 passes, and no hair got tangled around the roller. The H14AE had a little more trouble with dried stains on the floor, but this is usually the case with this type of vacuum cleaner. It took 2 passes for mud, 8 passes for dried coffee, and 4 passes for soda. Finally, to put the suction mode to the test, we spilled a glass of water on the floor. The water was also quickly sucked up without any effort. Overall, this wet/dry vacuum cleaner performed extremely well in our tests, especially considering its price. Now let's move on to our noise level tests. In terms of noise, this model is also interesting. Here is the noise level recorded by our sound level meter, located 50 centimeters away during use. In silent mode, it emitted 64 decibels. In auto and suction modes, 68 decibels, and in turbo mode, 71 decibels. While turbo mode was a little noisier than average, auto and suction modes emitted a very acceptable level of noise. In addition, the presence of a custom quiet mode is interesting, as it is indeed more discreet. The roller drying was quiet, emitting only 50 decibels. As for self-cleaning, it emitted a reasonable amount of noise, with brief peaks of up to 70 decibels. And to finish this test, let's talk about battery life. The maximum battery life of the H14 AE is advertised as 35 minutes in auto mode and 45 minutes in silent mode. Since this model is likely to vary its power depending on the dirt detected, we measured the battery life on a floor that was already clean in order to obtain more objective data. In quiet mode, it lasted 47 minutes, in auto mode 42 minutes, in suction mode 37 minutes, and in turbo mode 28 minutes. The device therefore lives up to its promises and even goes a little further. These battery lives are really good. Finally, the brand states that it takes 4 hours to fully charge. We estimated that it took more like 2.5 hours, which is fast. And that's it for our test results. So, to sum it all up, the positive points of the Dreame H14AE are its exceptional suction performance, its 4 available operating modes, its automatic power adjustment in all modes, its effective cleaning along baseboards thanks to its thin edges, the ability to use it lying flat at 180 degrees, the ability to customize the power and flow rate, and its good battery life. As for the negatives, just the lack of replacement accessories included. Honestly, this model impressed us in every way. And that concludes our review. Thank you very much for watching. As a reminder, you will find the link to this product with its best price just below the video. And if you like honest vacuum cleaner reviews, don't hesitate to subscribe to our channel.